How did you know that Rob and Kristen would work so well together from the get-go?
Okay, well, I had already seen Kristen in Into the Wild, and she's sitting in that trailer, and she just wants him. She just wants to make out with him so bad. And I thought, oh, I love that longing that this actress is able to convey. And so when I met Kristen, went to Pittsburgh, and we ran around in the park and played and improvised a ton of scenes. I thought, she's going to be great at this. Now I had to find the match. And so I looked at tons of guys, and a lot of them were like really cute. Like they could look like the super cute guy at your high school, but they didn't look otherworldly, like they'd been around for 100 years or whatever. And so who had that special quality? And we were just doing a massive search. And then Rob kind of came up, like, okay, he'd been in Harry Potter several years before. He hadn't done too many things since. I was talking to him on the phone, and I'm like, well, I think you're going to have to come out. I need to see if there's chemistry. So he, on his own dime, flew, across the pond, stayed on his agent's couch, and then I picked my top 4 guys that I thought might be Edward, and they all came over to my house with Kristen, and she had like an hour and a half with each guy.
Yeah.
She had to kiss him, and we had to do improvs and run around and do all kind of crazy fun stuff, and just see who she really could click with. And at the end, she goes, "It's gotta be Rob."
That was it.
And I'm like, yeah, he's pretty good.
That had to be, I would assume, one of the more interesting experiences of your career, to have an audition at your house.
Yes.
With a young actress going through this cycle with 4 different young men.
Exactly, but I've done it before because my house is a very funky open beach house in Venice, and so for 13, that's where Evan, Rachel Wood, and Nikki Reed and Holly Hunter all met there, and then they ended up having a slumber party in my house, then a slumber party in the other house, and then for Lords of Dogtown, Heath Ledger, Emile Hirsch, everybody rehearsed at my house all the time. So it's very funky, and it feels very relaxed where I live. So you don't feel so uptight like when you're in like a sterile studio.
Right. I know there were some other well-known actors that were in the mix for these roles at certain points. Jennifer Lawrence, Lily Collins, Dave Franco, Ben Barnes are some names that you've seen out there. Were there people that you remember really impressing you in that process, but they weren't just quite right?
Well, like Jennifer Lawrence hadn't really... she wasn't a well-known person at that time.
Yeah.
And I think, I was trying to figure that out. I don't know if I ever met her or if she was in different levels of the casting process, but, would have loved to have meet her. But I think I was quite taken with Kristen when I saw her performance in that film, Into the Wild. So I was kind of fixated on Kristen. And then Ben Barnes was one of the guys that came for the fun audition.
Who were the other 2 guys? Do you remember?
One was Jackson Rathbone, who ends up playing, one of the vampires, and the other one was Shiloh Fernandez.
Okay.